Video. Today we are going to be playing Joda, the Unifier, in Historic Brawl. This list is one of the most explosive lists, and Joda is one of the most explosive commanders I have ever played, to be honest, and it's mainly because of its effect, right? The fact that you can cascade, sort of. That's what the effect is basically called. You know, you get a creature whenever you cast a legendary, or not a creature, you get a legendary permanent whenever you cast a legendary permanent with higher mana. So very, very crazy effect, a very, very good commander. The thing about Joda is, though, the deck can be a little slow, even for Historic Brawl, which is a known to be slow format, but the deck can be a little slow mainly because you need to make sure that Joda survives, right? So we have multiple ways of doing that. We have a ton of protection, we have some ramp, and it's definitely one of the most difficult lists I've ever had to create or tweak, mainly for the fact that you can't cram it up with a lot of removal, you can't cram it up with a lot of disruption, you can't have as much ramp as you want, and you can't have as many targets as you want. There's just a lot going on with a Joda list, right? You need to have the best of all worlds, basically. So let's get right into the list, right? Mox Amber, it's this 0 mana legendary that we can get off of Joda's effect if we cast Shadow Spear, or basically anything that's higher than 1 mana, right? Shadow Spear is our 1 mana legendary permanent, basically, that we can get off of Joda. I used to have more. I had Instruments of the Bards, and I had that 1 mana creature, that 1 mana black creature. I had to cut them for more ramp and more removal, of course. Slip out the bag, Tamiyo Safekeeping are both, I guess, protection for Joda. Wash Away can be a counterspell and a good 1 mana counterspell for our opposing commander. And we get to our 2-drops here. We're playing this creature here, the Lost, right? It draws a card every time it enters the battlefield. It's not, you know, the draw 2 doesn't work with Joda for some reason. But yeah, you just draw a card when it enters the battlefield. Sounds pretty good to me. And when it becomes a target, you can just put it back into your deck. Now, Valky/Tybalt. This is a must-have with Joda. This is something we're missing in Standard, but it's a must-have because if you were to fetch a Valky off of Joda's effect, you can get a free Tybalt. So it's a very, very broken synergy here. Our ramp here is Explore into the north. We have removal within Assassin's Trophy. We have Bard class. Bard class is insane since most of our stuff is legendary anyway. So Bard class, you basically, it makes Joda cost Esper mana only. So it makes Joda cost 3 mana, a blue and a white and a black. And it also helps with our other creatures that we have in the list here. We have Hajar, obviously, for protection. It's a good 3/3. It plays very, very well with Joda. It's also a must-have, in my opinion, in any Joda deck. We have Catilda, Dawnheart Prime. Obviously, it's a very good creature. It plays well. We have some humans in the list, so we can do a lot with Catilda. Catilda can play well with those explosive turns that we're looking for with Joda. Growth Spiral for ramp, Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, ramp. I only included ramp that can either like put lands onto the battlefield or provide us with mana of any color here. So we're also playing within our 3-drops Loran of the Third Path. You know, if you fetch this, you can destroy a target artifact or enchantment, which is very, very good for me because you face a lot of those within Brawl, right? And we get to Layla. Layla is also a must-have card with Joda because let's say whenever you exile multiple cards off of Joda's effect, Layla gets +1 counters for each of those cards. So let's say you exiled 15 cards, it gets 15 +1 counters. One time I got Layla to 63 power and 63 toughness, which is quite insane, but I wasn't recording during that time, unfortunately. I ended up winning the game because I equipped Shadow Spear to a 63 powered Layla, and we were going to gain 63 life, and we did gain 63 life, and our opponent our opponent lost hope. So Layla is a must-have here. Very, very good card. If you have it on the battlefield and you have Joda and you get Joda's effect, as many cards you exile, as many +1 counters Layla gets. So very good. Brotherhood's End, just for those very speedy commanders that try to win as many games as possible by being aggressive. We need a board wipe, and since Joda and our other creatures are going to get significantly big, so it can be a one-sided board wipe. Also, the other clause of it where it destroys artifacts with 3 mana or less is very relevant, right? We get to another must-have card with Joda, Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. If you have this on turn 3, You can have Joda on turn 4, and you can really pop off with this card with Joda, right? This untaps. Joda is a 5 powered creature, so you untap this, you can play something else, and you can just stack up those creatures. You can have an explosive turn with Gwen. If you have enough mana, you have Gwen on the battlefield, and you have stuff to play, right? Very, very explosive. This card is a must-have for Joda. This is probably the best card or best supporting card, in my opinion, when it comes to Joda. I really truly believe it. So Ronus the Indomitable here. We are running Golos and we are running the World Tree. So it could be a god that we can fetch off of the World Tree. But at the same time, it's a 5/5 indestructible Death Toucher that is 3 mana. So when you play this, you can attack with it. The stats are just insane, right? And it also plays very well with Kiora, Behemoth, Beckoner here, and also plays well with Joda, obviously. So if you get this, it's pretty good, right? It survives board wipes, not the exiling ones, but it survives a lot of things. It's a very, very good creature here. Esika, God of the Tree, is another must-have with Joda, in my opinion, because if you were to get Esika off of Joda's effect, you'll get a free Prismatic Bridge, a 0 mana Prismatic Bridge, which is quite insane. I like the fact that Joda can hit both sides of any card, right? So Esika, God of the Tree, and the Prismatic Bridge. Not Planeswalkers, though. Well, I mean, that's not what I meant. If you can get Nicole Bolas here, you can get the not the creature side of it, because technically you're not paying mana for the creature side of it. Like, you're not casting the Planeswalker side of it. I'm sorry. So not Nicole Bolas here, but you can get Valky and Esika, and these are must-have cards. Now we get to Linvala here. Linvala can provide protection for our Joda. Also, it's a flyer, so it's gonna be a big flyer when it hits the battlefield, depending on how many creatures you have. But it's very good to have protection for Joda. It's very, very necessary because it's a must-remove creature, right? So Linvala is here for a very specific reason. Deafening Clarion, one-sided board wipe. Also, we can give our creatures lifelink, so it plays amazingly well with the theme of our deck because we have big creatures, so the 3 damage is irrelevant to us, but the fact that we can give them lifelink and gain a ton of life through their insane power can be really, really helpful. Fabor Elder here, a ramp card, insane ramp card in the list. It's not legendary, so you can't fetch it off of Joda, but it plays really well. I find it extremely hard for me to cut this card for something else. Like, it's really hard for me to cut this card for something else. Kiora, obviously, you know, we have a lot of creatures that can be higher than 5 or 5 power and more. And Kiora plays very well with Joda. It's obviously a ramp card here. It can untap even a Relic of Legends, which can provide us with a lot of things. And let's say you have both of them on the battlefield, you can just do so much. There's so much going on with this list. You can untap this, untap either a legendary permanent or something like that, or a legendary creature. You tap the legendary creature for more mana, you play more creatures, you get the Joda effect multiple times in a turn, which usually just makes the opponent scoop. So very, very explosive. Void Rend is one of our removal here, and this is the part where we struggle with the most. Removal, we barely have removal with this list, and it's because you can't cut the ramp, you can't cut the you obviously can't cut the ramp because it's slow enough as it is, right? And you cannot cut the targets, right? Maybe you can, some of them, but you can't cut your legendary targets. Like, you really need all of those, and most of those are just great cards either way, and they play well with Joda, so you can't even cut them for removal. So Void Rend made the cut. It's uncounterable, which is why I like it. Maybe you can find a better option, but it says destroy target on land permanent, so it's even better for me than a Vanishing Verse, for example. Minsk, though, I like the fact that you can get a Boo that has trample and haste, and Boo can become extremely big because it's a legendary creature as well, and it can attack right away. So Minsk technically plays well with Joda, but I can do without Minsk. I really can do without Minsk, so maybe I'll cut Minsk, but who knows, we'll see. Lagrella here, obviously very good. You know, you can get removal off of it, and it's very good. We always want a legendary creature that can remove or disrupt. We always want those creatures, so Lagrella is a must-have. Shauna is also very good. You can draw cards off of it. Very, very decent here. Shauna is one of my most liked creatures, in my opinion, so I like Shauna. I'm never going to cut Shauna. Chromatic Lantern here to fix our mana. Relic of Legends obviously plays well with all of our legendary creatures. It provides insane amount of mana if we have a lot of creatures on the battlefield, so you can do a lot of explosive stuff with Joda and Relic of Legends. We get to our 4 drops, excuse me. We were playing Kaidai here. Kaidai can provide protection, also can give itself 5/5/5 because we are running mana, but 5 colored mana, but The main idea behind Kaidai is protection for Joda. Again, protection, protection, protection. It's extra necessary. So Kaidai made the cut, and if you get it off of Joda, it's even more great because you can just have it enter the battlefield, put have Joda indestructible, and move on. Right. Kolvari here can act as ramp, a 2-mana ramp spell, or a 4-mana creature that can unlock Joda's effect. Questing Beast here is another amazing haster. Cannot be blocked with creatures with power 2 or less, and it's also here for Planeswalkers, right? This can go through with an attack, and usually it's going to be a big Questing Beast, so it can deal with a Planeswalker no matter the loyalty, right? Sereth here for protection. Obviously, Sereth can provide hexproof if Joda is untapped, but if Joda is tapped, it has death touch if they're attacking, right? So very good here. Another protection card for Joda. Rada Drobic does pretty much the same thing. You put Joda back into your command zone, and you still have a non-legendary Joda on the battlefield. So it's more of a recursion, more of a lingering effect for Joda, right? Or not just Joda, all of your legendary creatures. Basically, it's an anti-board wipe sort of card, in my opinion. Now we get to Urtai here. Amazing card with Joda. Love this card. Love the fact that it has flash, counterspell, destroy target creature or planeswalker. So very, very relevant here, right? I rely on this card a lot. Helana and Elena obviously can give haste to Joda, can give haste to anything that Joda can fetch. So Helana and Elena obviously makes the cut here. It's a very hard card to cut. Like, it's such a hard decision to cut this card. But yeah, Helena and Elena made the cut. Key to the archive here, obviously for ramp, we need more ramp with the list, and we need more removal, but we just don't know what to cut. It's very hard to make this list. Very, very hard to make it as good as possible. Nicole Bolas here, the Ravager. Obviously very good. You can get it, discards a card. If you can sink mana into it to turn it into Nicol Bolas' Planeswalker, get value off of it as well. Urza's Ruinous Blast, it's a legendary sorcery, so you must have a legendary creature on the battlefield, or Planeswalker. But if you have a legendary creature, this can be a one-sided board wipe unless your opponent has legendary stuff as well. But it says exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary, so very, very good, right? One-sided board wipe. Also, you get the effect off of Joda whenever you cast a legendary sorcery, so keep that in mind. Anything sorcery, anything legendary you cast, you get effect, you get value off of Joda, so very good. Gotta Aronis here can double the power of our creatures and give them vigilance, so this is a combo card with Joda. If we have an already established board with Joda and we cast this card, it's usually game. Because let's say our Joda is like a 12-12. Now it's a 24-24. So it's just insane, right? So Godatone Aronis made the cut for me. I like the card. And I like the fact that it's really hard for you to get rid of it, right? Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, very good, right? When you cast it, you get effect off of Joda, or when you cast something bigger and you get a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I mean, this card is insane, so made the cut for me, and I do like Planeswalkers, so I have to include some at least. Tolsmir, Friend to Wolves. This card is insane with Joda because when you get it, obviously you gain 3 life, but then the wolf that you get off of Tolzimir is legendary. So now it's a big creature, depending on how many creatures you have on the battlefield, of course. But if you get the wolf, and let's say it's a 7/7 or 8/8 or whatever it is, it can kill almost anything, right? Because it's an immediate fight spell when you cast Tolzimir and you get the wolf. So the wolf resolves if you have a Joda on the battlefield and you have another like creature or two. The wolf is going to be a big beefy creature that can pretty much kill anything. So very good. Nicol Bolas Dragon God here. I'm running all the Nicol Bolas God cards here. It's my favorite card of all time, most likely. Pretty sure it's my favorite card of all time, so I had to run it here. If I can cast something big and get it, I would be very happy. And if I can cast it by itself, I would be very happy as well. So not the best option, to be honest. Not the best option at all, but I like the card. Golos here, obviously, Golos is broken. You can get a lot of stuff, a lot of value off of Golos. Easy to cast. It helps you ramp, puts the world tree on the battlefield, so very good. Timeless Lotus plays extremely well with Joda, right? You can Timeless Lotus enables you to cast Joda and cast something on top of it on the same turn, so very, very good. Also, it's legendary, so if you have a Joda on the battlefield and you cast a Timeless Lotus, you can fetch something off of Joda. Bolas's Clutches, we can control target permanent, and now it's a legendary permanent. So if it was a creature, now it's a legendary creature, and now it plays well with Joda as well. So, and it's a legendary enchantment as well. So we're casting a 6 mana legendary spell that's going to get us something, right? So very good card here. Karn's Temporal Sundering, another legendary sorcery. We get a turn, we get to bounce something, usually bounce like a creature so you can get through. We get a turn, we get an effect off of Joda, so very broken as well. Nicole Bolas got Pharaoh here. Obviously, you know, I'm a Nicole Bolas fan. So Nicole Bolas here makes the cut for me. We can fetch it off of Galta or Avacyn here, which I've done it off of Galta. I fetched Nicole Bolas off of Galta and it was quite insane, but you can play the card by itself and just fetch something smaller. And Bolas' clutches, you can fetch Karn's Temporal Sundering, you can fetch anything basically. Chromatic Ori, it eases up on the mana, it makes the mana easier for you, it gives you mana, you get to draw 5 cards if you have a Joda on the battlefield, or a Prismatic Bridge, or all the colors in general. So insane card, and it's legendary as well, so it made the cut. Avacyn here, my most favorite angel, aside from that one Eldrazi angel. But insane, right? It gives everything indestructible, helps protect the Joda. Usually when you cast this and you have a Joda, it's usually game. Like they can't recover from that. Very, very hard, unless they had a farewell, of course. Galta here, Primal Hunger, is where we top it off. Let's say we can cast Galta for 2 mana, right? And a lot of times you are going to be able to. It still counts as a 12 mana creature. So you can cast this for 2 mana. You can cast a 12/12 for 2 mana. And then you can get something back from your deck, anything, right? So very, very insane overall. Within the mana base here, we're running all the Triomes, all the Tri-lands. We're running World Tree, Command Tower, Fabled Passage, Forsaken Crossroads, Mana Confluence, which is a new land from the Explorer Anthology 2. Very good land, very, very helpful. And Plaza of Heroes, obviously. And we're running all the Shock lands, all the dual lands here as well. No pathways. I do want my land to provide at least 2 colors, except for the snow lands here and 1 Talknuma. And the snow lands are here for obviously into the north, right? I am running 45 lands, which is a high land count, but we are a 5-colored list and we are a slow list. And a lot of times you're going to open without ramps, so you need lands, right? So with that being said, this deck is not the finalized version for me. I'm going to try my best to make this deck as good as possible. It's very hard, right? And it's a challenge that I would love to take on, because I do love making decks, and I do love making some broken decks and some very competitive decks. This deck is insanely competitive, and it sort of dips in the hell queue of Brawl, but it's so hard, right? You can't cut removal. You barely have, you can't cut ramp. You cannot cut ramp. If anything, you need to put even more ramp. You can't cut your removal, which you barely have any. You actually need more removal. You can't cut your legendaries. A lot of people take the route of playing an extremely slow strategy with Joda, where they have a ton of ramp and a ton of removal, but barely any legendary targets, right? And it's because there's simply no room. So it's very down to the wire with this list of what to cut, what to have, what you need more of, whether it's ramp or removal. Usually I find that I need more removal, and it's very, very upsetting, right? I need at least a counter spell or 2. I need at least 2 more spot removals. Leyline Binding would be insane in this deck. I just don't know what to cut for it, which is unfortunate, right? I don't want to cut my legendary stuff. Maybe some of them you can find an argument to cut, but it's really, really hard. This deck is very complex to make, not easy to play, and very, very fun. Very, very fun. I've had a ton of fun. So yeah, with that being said, 18-minute intro. Sorry about that, but it's a long intro. I'm gonna put chapters down in the video so you can skip through it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I hope if you find any value within my content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys later with another video. Okay, bye. All right, playing against Golos, no removal in hand, very weak hand, but good on lands, good on ramp. We have Chromatic Ori, which we can cast after the Joda. But Golos has access to tons of removal, right? If that's the route they decided to take. Plus we have God Eternal Ronus, so I mean, it's not a land, it's not a hand that you pass up. We drew God Eternal Bolas here, and we have no black source. Okay, they're ramping. This is gonna be messy. We can get the black source with the Cold Steel Heart here. Black. Okay. Midnight Clock, that's a good one. I have Golos next turn. And Shigeki. Yep. Drawing the second black source for the Nicole Bolas has to be good here. But what's our play? I mean, we got nothing, right? Yeah, might as well play it tapped and pass. We don't have anything here. Our hand is extremely expensive. Not really something I'd want to see, to be honest. Okay. Alright, they attack with that Shigeki. Shadow Spear. They can activate Golos next turn. So I guess we just go for the Nicole Bolas here. Well, we can't, right? Yeah. Can't. Okay. Alright. Let's go for Joda. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cultivate. Alright. No sign of removal yet. So should be good. If that's the case, then we can just play Nicole Bolas if they don't have any removal. Yep, they're ramping extremely good. Alright, they discard a Jinkitaxis and a Lethal Form Engine. That's pretty good for them. Please don't have removal. Or passing. Alright. Alright. Let's double up on the green sources here. I mean, we have to go for Golta, right? Yep. If we get Archangel Avacyn, that'd be insane. We got Nicole Bolas, got Pharaoh. Oh my god. Yikes. Hopefully no counterspell in hand from our opponent here. Alright. That is good game indeed. Nice. What a first game. Yikes. Okay. Alright, we're playing against the mirror with an extremely good hand. And we're going first. This is insane. Okay. We have Mana Confluence here. The new card from the Explorer Anthology 2. And we have Timeless Lotus as well. Let's see what kind of Joda deck they are. I mean, I looked at so many lists. I think I have one of the best ones out there, to be honest. Mainly because of the utility, right? Alright, what do we lead with? We have to be careful about this. We're definitely going to play Confluence on turn 2, so I think we lead with Jetmir's Garden. Yeah, not that it really matters. We're going to play another tapped land through Growth Spiral, so... Alright. We drew Layla as well. This should be kind of good. Alright. Play the tap land. We drew Gwenna as well. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. Alright. We're definitely gonna put down the Gwenna. Okay. Gwenna is an insane card with Joda, so now I'm pretty sure they don't have a lot of removal in their Joda deck. They do, it seems like. Okay. Alright. Alright, Timeless Lotus. Let's go. Timeless Lotus should be insane here. Hopefully no more removal from our opponent. Because what kind of Joda deck would that be? Seriously. I don't understand how anyone can run removal in their Joda deck. It's so hard. So hard. Unless they're going about it completely, yeah. They're running all sorts of removal cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's run out Joda. Yeah. Their deck is definitely extremely slow when it comes to the Joda strategy. A trace. Okay. Yikes. Alright, top 3 and separates into 2 piles. Casualties of War. Alright, let's give them those. They can't have Casualties of War. They picked Casualties of War, of course. Okay. Alright, well this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Alright. This should be quite insane. Play Layla first. Hajar. Hajar is fine. And then play Halana and Elena. That's fine. It sucks that we only exiled 1 card off the top. GG's. Nice. Nobody wants to see that. But yeah, the point is to exile 1 million cards and Layla would get extremely big. So yeah. Alright, we're playing against Oswald, which should be extremely interesting here. So yeah. We're going first, which is really unfortunate here. So we can have Nicole Bolas on turn 3. Alright. Into the north. What do we get though? I mean, gonna get another black source here. Because we are running Dragon God Nicole Bolas, right? Alright, so this should be an interesting turn for our opponent. Halo Fountain. Sure. Alright, well, they can sacrifice this to get something big, which we will not allow to happen. Alright. Maybe just keep the Nicole Bolas in hand. How about we scry with Forsaken Crossroads? Alright, I'm going to Void Rend this Oswald. Have him replay it next turn, which gives us enough time. Now I'm going to name green, I think, with this. Because we have double green in the deck. We're going to take a scry. Oh, perfect draw. Perfect top deck. 1, 2, 3. We need red, so we can't cast it next turn. Black, black. We need red for it. We can cast the Joda. Alright. Alright, let's go for Joda. We're here to play Joda. Hopefully they don't combo off this turn. I mean, they have 4 mana. You can sacrifice the fountain to get a bunch of things here. Or the portable hole, to be exact. Alright. Sacrifice the portable hole to get what? What are you getting? Oh man, there are going to be so many options. Draw a card. Okay. Combo. Yeah, they're going to exile the Joda here. Okay. Can they exile the Joda though? I mean, they're getting an artifact. What's an artifact for 3? Circuit Mender? Sure. Alright. Well. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3. And this is red. Oh, we're missing blue again. Yeah, it's extremely hard to cast this. Extremely hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, this is going to be green. And this is going to be blue. Okay. I guess we just go for this then. The highest mana value of a thing that we can cast. Oh, that's crazy. Alright. That's unfair. That's absolutely insane. Alright. Okay. They take the block. 4, 5. They need 6 mana to cast Oswald. So they can't do that loop again with Halo Fountain. We gotta disrupt them as much as possible. We gotta free Tybalt basically off of Joda, which is just unfair. They have to deal with Tybalt. But we have Nicole Bolas Dragon God next turn. Yeah, it is what it is. GG's. Alright, Clothys, God of Destiny. This might be an aggro matchup, which we are not equipped for. We have green, blue, and white for a turn 3 Shauna, or even a turn 3 Essica, but our hand is extremely expensive. Alright, this is much better. Everything we can cast, okay. Bard class on 2, going on 3, maybe Joda on 4. Yep, okay. Alright, so we need green on 2, and we need red. So we lead with this. Alright, not a very explosive start from our opponent here, which we always like to see. Now we can play the Crest, but I would much rather play the Bard class. Gwenna is going to cost 2 mana. They played Clothys on turn 3. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, the play here, of course, is to human. Why not? We have a ton of humans in the deck. Not a ton, but Robber of the Rich. Alright. Okay, this is good. We can protect the Gwenna. I must protect the Gwenna. We can Urza's Ronus Blast as well. sure. GG's. It's a big Joda turn. That's for sure. So I was gonna play Joda through Gwenna and 1 mana, and then we can play Urza's Ronus Blast to completely wipe their board. So pretty good. They knew it. GG's. Alright, so we're playing against Ayara. Our hand is really bad. Alright. So we're missing a black and a white source. We have green, we have blue. Okay, let's try this. Play Fabled Passage first. And if we want to play this on turn 2, then we have to get a island or a mountain, but we can't. We're gonna get a black source here. We need our colors. We can wait. All right. And we need a 4th land as well. Vengeful Strangler. Okay. Well. Hopefully this can draw us the land. We didn't. Okay. All right. This is going to be really scary here. Alright, we desperately need a white source. We have to go for the key. What do I discard though? I have no clue. Alright. Sure. I actually really value my hand here, so. Soren.
I bring order to this broken world. You deal with annoyance.
Mox Amber. Alright. This can't block, so. Okay. Let's see what happens. We also have protection up for the Joda, so pretty good. Next turn should be a very explosive turn. We're not going to block that. They're probably going to kill it and try to equip the Joda here. Draw a card as well, which is pretty good for them. But they're going to want to see what they top deck with Soren. Heartless Act, of course. That's their only removal in hand, I think. Morbid Opportunist. Okay, use your Heartless Act, please. Tap out for a Heartless Act, or else I'm gonna finish you next turn. Alright, this is why we run Tamiyo's Safekeeping here. Alright, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play Limvala and Nicole Bolas the Ravager. Or Questing Beast. Questing Beast can't be blocked, so we can even kill Soren, huh? Yep. Hajar is perfect too. We have so much protection for this Joda, it's insane. We can even go Deafening Clarion. But nah, let's have an explosive turn here. Catilda's fine. This is perfect. Alright, they're forced to block here. Sure. Yeah, when I equip the Joda. So, at the beginning of you enchant permanent control, sacrifice a non-land permanent, and that player loses 1 life. Okay, we can sacrifice a permanent. I just wanted to read it. Alright. Yep, Soren is gone. Questing Beast OP. We have protection on the board. I'll take out the Mox Amber here. Sure. We don't really need it anymore. I mean, it did its job. Well, what a board, huh? Blood Mage. You're not gonna survive this opponent. Hajar gives Indestructible. Lenvala gives Hexproof and Indestructible, by the way. Or Indestructible, basically. Yikes. Alright. Nicole Bolas. Minsk. Boo is gonna be huge. That's crazy. And we have Deafening Clarion. They'll probably rope us here, right? No. Let's not be too judgy. Deafening Clarion should put them out of their misery here. Lifelink to everything. Boo can attack because it has haste and trample. Soul Shatter, huh? Sure. Take action. Soul Shatter is a perfect card for them. Yikes. Wow. What an end to our journey here. Man, we actually wiped our own board with this Deafening Clarion. We didn't even need to do that. Yep. Well. That sucks. What a turn of events, huh? It's fine, though. Yeah, I should take this as a lesson to never do that again, basically. Alright. Can't have him have a flyer here. I want to discard this land so I can find something playable. Wow. Take that as a lesson to not be careless and reckless. They have a way to kill Joda again. I do not doubt it. Tulsimir. That's a playable card. Guana, sure. The wolf fights. The nice thing about Joda is that it can recover easily if it's not removed. All you need is to play something big. Still gonna keep this land in hand. They might have a board wipe. I applaud them for not giving up though. I really do. They waited until the last moment when we messed up with that Deafening Clarion here. We should have tapped Gwenna there, by the way. Alright, we get Tybalt again. GG's. And we can exile the artifact with Tybalt. Nice. Alright. Playing against Goreclaw. Yikes. So it's a big creature deck. No, we have our lands basically here. But we have all of our colors. We have Void Rend. And something to cast after the Joda, I guess. But they're gonna have a ton of ramp here, so... Alright, lead with the green. Because usually we have 2 mana green ramp spells in the deck. So if we were to top deck one, we would want to play it. Elvish Mystic, yeah. We're off to the races here, for sure. Alright. I don't want to take any life. This is going to provide us with our white mana, even though we have mana confluence here. But we are ramping as well, which is good. Not an ideal hand for me, but yeah. Omen up the hunt. Okay. I like this card. Always kind of been a fan of this, of these enchantments. Alright, well. We have Void Rend. But they might have protection for this Goreclaw. In search of greatness. Alright. This is a card that we have to kill. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe we should hold off on the Void Rend. Who knows? I mean, it does have them scry and put something, but what's the highest thing they have? It's Omen of the Hunt, the highest mana permanent they have. So they can put like a... Oh, they didn't play Besagio on the Arcane Signet. Sure, Shadow Spear is fine, I guess. Alright, we have to play Joda here, so we have green, blue, white, black, red. I'm pretty sure they don't have removal in hand. Maybe they have a Kogla that can fight the Joda, but I highly doubt it. Alright, play Goreclaw. Straightforward. They only have mana through Elvish Mystic, I believe. Yep. Alright. Ooh, interesting. I think we're playing God Eternal Ronus here, though. So, yeah, let's just go for it. See what Joda gets us. Nice. Loran is good. Alright, what do we kill though? This can gain them life. I wouldn't mind going after the Shadow Spear. And then this doubles our creature's power. Yeah, this is pretty good. Alright. Vigilance, by the way, as well. They want to take the draw with the relic here. Can they afford to take 16? I don't know. I think they should have drawn. Alright. Let's see it, opponent. Yeah, They had no answers apparently. GG's. Nice. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I like my hand. Not the Ruinous Blast, but I like the rest. Alright, they're mulliganing. I wonder why every Teferi deck mulligans. At least every Teferi deck I've faced before. Let's take a look. Oh, I can't take a look? Okay. Sure. Let's lead with the green land anyway. We have Explorer as well. A lot of tap lands, but we have to play Explore here. Well, we can play it on turn 3. Mindstone, sure. A lot of tap lands. But this is fine though. Should be okay. Alright. Man, Leyline Binding would be insane in this deck. I just don't have any room for it. Everything else we really value here. Ominous Seas, and they can easily pass with a counterspell up. Yep. Even though Questing Beast would have been good against the Fairy, but yeah, I mean, we didn't have an untapped land anyway, so... This is going to be extremely difficult. I don't think we can win this game, to be honest. Resolving Teferi means it's pretty much game. Especially since we opened with so many tap lands, we can't even keep up this Stamio safekeeping here, unfortunately.
Boo and I are ready to rumble!
Alright.
I won't let you win.
Yep, that's pretty good. Okay. At least we can play Joda next turn and hold up Tamio's safekeeping. But Joda can easily get countered here, unfortunately. And we have this Ominous Seas that we have to worry about. Oh, they just went right ahead for the Doomscar here. Okay. Maybe another board wipe, maybe a Teferi minus. This has got to be good. We have one shot and one shot only.
Let's skip to the good part.
Hopefully no removal spell here from our opponent. Maybe we should have played Limvala there. But we're definitely going to kill Teferi here if they... Yeah, we'll pay for it. Why not? Oh, nice, man. So good. GG's, opponent. Nice try, Teferi player. Nice try. GG's. Alright. We're playing against Liliana of the Veil, so probably a ton of discard here. Yeah. Alright, well, we have a pretty decent hand. If we can get the Timeless Lotus down, it should be extremely hard for them to deal with us. Alright. No turn 1 discard from our opponent. That's a good sign. Mindstone, sure. Okay, keep the lands coming. Alright. Let's play Valky first. Painful Quandary, Phyrexian Arena, Infernal Grasp, Confront the Past, and Fatal Push. Yikes. So they can kill both of our creatures here. Fatal Push on the Valky. Why is that? And then, yeah, we just need a land.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit with one of your friends has to leave.
Alright, I guess so. Despark, Doomblade, or Lightning Bolt. It has to be Lightning Bolt, right? Yeah. Sure. Alright, so what do we discard? I think we have to kill Liliana, but we can't discard our protection. Can't discard Timeless Lotus as well. If we draw a land next turn, yeah, that's something to discard here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, play the Lotus. Hold up the Fortress so we can discard it to this Liliana. Next turn, hopefully we draw something big.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Okay. We're not gonna play anything. And this sucks. This really sucks. Alright, at least we have Slip Out the Back. So it phases out. They can't even use Liliana's ability on it. So Slip Out the Back is obviously really good. We just need to top deck something. We really do. Yep.
Don't overthink things.
Let's see. That's something. Hajar, okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, you're desperately needing the draw now. Okay. Let's attack this Liliana. They take the block, of course. Okay. Alright. So, if we sacrifice Hajar, they can kill the Joda, which we can replay. But we need Kolvori in case they don't have removal in hand, so we can draw more playable things, right? More creatures, hopefully. Painful Quandary, sure. And the Bankbuster. That's a turn. Alright. Give me Galta, please. And give me Questing Beast. Perfect. GG's. Alright, both Questing Beast are going here. And Joda. Nice. We're down to 11 thanks to this Quandary, but let's see what happens. They might have a board wipe in hand, like a Blood on the Snow. But if they're digging with the Bankbuster, then that's a good sign, hopefully. Good game. Golos. Gonna hit decline here. We don't want to lose life. Take action. Yep. Don't worry, opponent. You're going to die anyway. GG's. Alright. We're playing against Rusco Clockmaker here. Our hand is fine. And that's what? Spell Pierce, Consider. What is it? Brainstorm? Okay. Okay. Alright, Command Tower, so we can play Growth Spiral. Alright. Play this. Let's see what they want to get with this Agonizing Remorse. Linvala can act as protection, and so can Coyote here. They took Linvala. Okay. Why? Because it has flying? Maybe. It might have more discard spells, but we need to get the relic down, right? They might play Rusco here, but they know we're getting close to Joda. So them passing, that's a counter spell for sure. No, so we're just going to pass as well. We don't have enough mana to... They shocked us in, so it must be an extra turn card, right? Maybe? It's just a Rusco, okay. Yep, they still can hold up a counter spell. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. Not enough for the Coyote again. Let's see how they want to deal with this. I'm having a really hard time casting Coyote. Or not Coyote, Joda is what I meant to say. Alright. Loran, sure. Pretty good, I guess. Pretty decent turn. You have Urza's Ruinous Blast next turn, so you can deal with more clocks. But they might have... what? Blood on the Snow? Okay. Well, Joda survives. Karn's Temporal Sundering. Sign me up. Alright. Take that away. Oh my god, of course it's a Pact of Negation. Of course. This is the second time today that happens. They're down to 14. They need to pay here. Okay. They can hit a land and kill Joda. That doesn't seem like it's a thing. Pact of Negation can definitely hurt sometimes. Let's go for Urza's Ruinous Blast, even though it exiles our Relic of Legend here. So maybe we just go for Ronus. We can't target the Urza anymore. Counterspell's fine. But that's game, right? We still get the Cascade effect. Nice.